It was March 29, 2020, and I remember this day because it was my birthday. I called my mom and I just broke down in tears. I didn't have anything to say. I was at a low point. I just got laid off from my job, didn't have any more money to pay for my degree, my master's. My rent was gonna be due and I didn't really have anywhere else to stay. At this time, I'm in $55,000 of debt, in the very similar position that a lot of other people were in because of the pandemic. So I asked her, can I move back in? Thank God she said yes. A little over 3 years later, and I'm a DECA millionaire. That means I made tens of millions of dollars online. I've started multiple 7- and 8-figure businesses. I own a $20 million Airbnb portfolio. I teach people how to do Airbnb now, and I can retire. I mean, really, I could get up and never make another video, do anything online again, and just be done. But I wanted to make this video today to show you guys what's possible. And there's a person that I wanted to talk to. If you're somebody that is in a dark spot, you're in a position where you feel helpless or hopeless and that you're never going to be successful, trust me, I've been there. And I'm making this video today for you. Let me take you back to 22, 23 years old. I was working at a restaurant called Wood Ranch Barbecue and Grill. I was serving takeout food, basically just putting together people's meals. I'm working part-time, I'm getting paid minimum wage. And if I wasn't doing that, then I was going to school. And before this, there was definitely really major rough patch in my life that I don't talk about very much, which is my health. Ever since I can remember as a young kid, I had health problems and we could never diagnose them. I was misdiagnosed my whole life with every disease in the book. Bunch of stomach diseases, bunch of liver diseases, stuff that was going on with my head and depression and ADHD and all these different things. Until I got to college, then I found out what was happening was I had autoimmune diseases. I was diagnosed with multiple autoimmune diseases. For a lot of college, I had to spend my time trying to figure out, number one, how to get healthy, and number two, how to deal with all these up and down emotions. One day I go to a doctor for this to do a liver biopsy, and it comes back and the doctor at Cedars-Sinai calls my mom, and it didn't sound good. And so when we sat down, I very vividly remember my mom looking over at me and like already had tears in her eyes, and the doctors basically diagnosed me there at one of the top hospitals with a life-threatening liver disease. So I'm maybe 20 years old here. Doctors tell me I have about 8 to 10 years to live. Other than that, my life wasn't too bad. I grew up middle class. You know, I had a really supportive and loving family, and I had dreams and aspirations to be something. And when I heard this mixed with all the other shit that was going on, I went down a dark path. Eventually, I ended up in the hospital again, super sick, and that was my like rock bottom. From there, I turned it around. I began thinking and acting like an entrepreneur again, and really having ideas of building businesses, focusing on my health and going to school and stuff, and all of that was gravy until boom, I get laid off from my job serving takeout and the world shuts down. I'm sure that you guys all have similar stories. I all of a sudden had a second chance at life, at least so I thought. And this mindset shift, this energy shift, my whole world is shifting when negative things happened, like having to move, back in with my parents, not having a place to stay, not being able to afford stuff, going on EBT, going on food stamps. It was embarrassing, but at some point I recognized that I was in this middle of this amazing opportunity, which leads me to the year 2020. So I get laid off, I'm moving back home. I have a newfound perspective on life, and I'm looking for an opportunity to go out there and make something for myself. Okay, so I started this online thing. I didn't have any content before. I'd never created any videos, no followers, no nothing. And I just began talking online about my stock trading journey. And the first video that I ever posted got 600,000 views. That skyrocketed our business, and it made me aware and very keen to the idea that if I create content and share valuable information out there, that people will want to join what I'm doing. So I went anonymous. I didn't show my face. I didn't say who I actually was. I went by this anon character called Mr. 4 to 8. So I got very deep into this game. I was waking up trading all day, every day, building this business with my best friend, posting content. I was working literally 18 hours a day, every single day. But this business went from 0 to 5,000 a month, to 10,000 a month, to 20,000 a month, to 50,000 a month, to 100,000 a month. Now I have my first $1 million business in just a couple of months. And right when that happened, I got it all taken away from me again. They say not to mix business and friends and family. To an extent, I understand that now, because my best friend, the kid that I grew up with, we started a bunch of business together, and I wake up to an email one day and I find out that this is no longer my business, this stock trading community. I was not an employee, I wasn't a partner, I wasn't anything. I was an independent contractor, and I was defeated. I just built and scaled this business damn near by myself, done all the marketing, made this a $1 million business, and it was taken from me. So I have two options. I can sue my best friend, or I can go try and do it again and build another business. And that's exactly what I did. I went and built another business called Wise Guy Investing, still one of the largest online trading communities, over 100,000 members. But here's the problem. I fell out of love with trading because I don't think that I was ever truly in love with stock trading. Now, I will always trade stocks and invest and be a part of the markets because I'm an investor. I've said it once and I'll say it again. My goal as a business person is to become the best investor in history. I'm not just talking about stocks or real estate. estate or commercial or this or that. I'm talking about overall. And so I was already investing in real estate. So I knew that it was showtime for my businesses. Once I got this Wise Guy thing off the ground again and hired a couple of operators, I wanted to focus on real estate and Airbnb in particular. I had started with other real estate types of investments, but man, when I found Airbnb, I just couldn't believe the kind of money that I was making, not just on a monthly basis, but on a daily basis. I was getting daily payouts and returns. So I started with buying my first Airbnb property, and I took a lot of upfront capital, but then I scaled into a business called Airbnb Arbitrage. Now, Airbnb Arbitrage allowed me to rent properties and then sublease them on Airbnb legally. So I'd pay $4,000 a month for somebody's rent, long-term rent, and I would go sublease the property and make hopefully $7,000 to $8,000 or more every single month in revenue and then take the profit. So this allowed me to get monthly cash flow, because the difference between running this stock trading business and the reason why I honestly don't love stock trading as a business model to focus on is because you have to show up every single day and you have to go prove yourself on the stock market. If you have a bad day and you have bad risk to reward, man, you can get absolutely screwed and lose a lot of money trading stocks. But for me with Airbnb and with real estate investing in general, I'm getting paid out every single day. So it allows me the security to know that money is coming in every single day, every single week, every single month. And now I can go and take more risks, build better, bigger businesses, hire people, automate things, and get paid every single day. But this wasn't easy. I didn't know anything about Airbnb before. I bought a bunch of different coaching programs and courses. I did everything I could to expedite the process. I wanted to learn exactly how the best people were doing it, and that's exactly what I did. I found some amazing mentors, people like Rob Bill, Chris Choi, some amazing people that taught me a lot about building my Airbnb businesses. And from there, I was able to take what they taught me and take it to the next level. I was working day in and day out, flying across the country, putting in hours, setting up my units, building, scaling, learning the game, so that when I got to a certain point, I could figure out what I needed to do and I would hire the right person. I'd figure out what kind of text that I want my virtual assistants to send so that I don't have to be sending text to my guests every single day. This is where you can truly see the contrast of what I was doing before to what I'm doing now. What I was doing before, I made quick money. I got rich very quickly. But I also knew a lot of other people that got rich quick and all their money is gone. And what did I do? I invested every dollar into real estate, more specifically into Airbnb, probably 80 to 85% building my Airbnb business. Now, this business makes me a little over $2 million per year. I was able to retire both of my parents. My mom worked at Costco, my dad worked at the prison. Now my mom is my bookkeeper and my dad is the project manager for all of my Airbnbs. So now I have a family business. Both of my parents work, I don't like to say for me, but they work with me. We love what we do. I get to spend time with my parents every single day on the phone, talking with them, building something that's fucking cool because we didn't have anything. I don't come from money. They don't come from money. My parents damn near raised themselves. I've bought the dream cars. I've got the watch. I've done all that stuff. None of that stuff fucking matters. What matters is I'm free. Right now, today, if I stopped coaching, if I stopped all of my other businesses and just were to live off of real estate money that's coming in, I will make anywhere between $80,000 to $90,000 a month in profit for the rest of my life, ideally, unless some crazy thing happens. If that, I have the funds, I have enough safety funds in the bank to be able to cover my ass if anything like that happens. But that is the power of real estate. Not getting rich, but getting wealthy. I don't have to report to a boss anymore. I don't have anybody that I have to go to and say, here's my time card, here's what I did today, here's what I didn't do today. I can fuck off whenever I want, wherever I want, with whoever I want, and I can afford to take everybody with me. That is freedom. That is what I call fuck you money, which I like to tell people starts at about $40,000 a month. I get emotional talking about this sometimes because this is not just the last 3.5 years of my life. This is my whole life. This is my journey. Every single moment, every single up, every single down, every loss has turned into a lesson. Every single thing that I've done has led to this moment right here to be in the position that I am very happily in. It comes with a lot of responsibility to get on here and be able to talk on TikTok and Instagram and social media and create content for you guys that's valuable every single day. Hopefully lead you down a path that's gonna give you some financial freedom. I put a lot of weight on myself to be that person for you, to be that kind of leader. I know that it's fucking worth it. I know that this journey is worth it. You gotta choose your hard. I chose mine. It's hard to wake up and go clock into work every single morning at 3:30 a.m. like I watched my mom do for 35 years. She did it for 35 years working at Costco. It's hard that my dad went and worked at the prison every single day, maximum security. That's hard. You know what else is fucking hard? Starting a successful business. That's hard. Scaling a successful business. That's hard. Putting yourself out there on social media, online for people to ridicule you, make fun of you, roast you, laugh at you, act like fucking clowns. That's hard. I chose my hard. My hard was building a business and setting up my family for the rest of my life. And if you've been grinding, let me tell you one piece of advice. You're close. I can feel it for you. That energy is there. If you know that you're this close, do not give up. Stay consistent because that's the only thing that's going to separate you from everybody else. Those Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays where you're staying in when everybody else is partying, you know what? If you do that for 2-3 years and you do it right, you can be partying every weekend for for the rest of your life if you want. I'm just being honest with you. I'm 26 years old. I'm not perfect. I'm learning every single day as I go. I want to share my losses with you guys. I want to share my wins, and I'm definitely going to share my lessons. Do me a favor, if you've enjoyed any part of this story, leave me a like, hit the subscribe button, smash the comment button, and tell me if this has affected you in any way, shape, or form. I'm Blake Rocha, also known as Mr. 4-8, and I'll see you in the next video.